Evening all, welcome to some more Space Engineers. Oh, goodness me. Right, this... Oh, kind of ballsed up with this one. Let me explain. As I do the internal fit out of this mighty Red Dwarf replica, I realise I've kind of ballsed up the internal decks. So we'll talk about that today. We're also going to talk about maybe the block count in the game is also becoming a bit of an issue because you may or may not notice it from this video, but certainly the game is slowing down the more blocks you've got in kind of in situ. So we'll talk about that as well. But in essence, this is part 3 of our Red Dwarf build, and I'm now using internal walls here to build the internal decking. As you can see, there's like a nice little block here with little lights on. You could do something a bit kind of cleverer than I've done here. I've just literally thrown them all in the same row, but you could turn the mic on an angle to get more of a deck plate. I think this block also is a little bit laggy, if I'm honest with you. I could be wrong. Post in the comments if you know if it is or not, because I found that when I started putting these blocks in, the whole game started to chug a little bit. So not sure if we're going to be able to do all decks and all floors, but we'll see. Also, God almighty, the stairs are crap in this game. I hate the stairs so much. So you can see literally we've got like another 2 decks to do here. This open space will facilitate probably another 2 or 3 decks maybe, but probably 2. But already I can see that having used the red blocks, I need to surgically remove them. And as you can see, that's what I'm doing here. You've got to be really careful. So I'm pressing Control Shift and moving the mouse around to try and remove. There you go, remove them all. Just have to be very careful when you do that. So I'm replacing them with a nice grey block because obviously the internals of Red Dwarf was all grey. Hopefully you've seen a bit of Red Dwarf. Maybe just go to YouTube and Google and just put in Red Dwarf if you haven't, because it is hella funny. And if you like British comedy, because hey, who doesn't? You'll probably really like Red Dwarf if you've never seen it. It really is, I think, synonymous with all gaming culture and gaming games produced by British people, because kind of everybody's seen it. So it is quite an important show, so certainly give it a check out, and I guarantee you will love it. It is funny as hell. The other one to watch is the IT Crowd. I think that probably is, again, if you love computer games and you've never watched the IT Crowd, then my god, you're missing out. So just go and Google them, find them, Pirate Bay them if that's your fancy. I don't condone that, of course, but I think in the UK, if you're in the UK and you don't watch these things, just go to iPlayer, go to 4OD. They're all on there. And so on. So have a look and see what you can find. That's there's a controversial one mentioning the Pirate Bay, because I actually never used it. I actually don't know how. I think I didn't even know the furore about the Pirate Bay until probably maybe I saw a film about it. So that shows you how, I guess, out of touch I am. Anyway, so here we go. Building a little bit of stanchion lights. I saw this, I can't remember where I saw it, but I saw this used as a way to light your area that looks a bit more posh. And so I did that. And look at the lighting on the floor. That's pretty cool, isn't it? So loving this quite a bit. Now, one of the things I did add to this wonderful ship was also lights on the front as well. And I know I haven't got the externals quite right yet, but that'll probably be something I'll do maybe when I've got a spare, I don't know, afternoon, because again, there is something quite enjoyable. Look at me with my train set, pretty much is what I'm saying. So, having that train set style of gameplay is actually quite fun. I highly recommend you give a big ship like this a go. And I've tried to replicate Red Dwarf here. The engines aren't right. A lot of it isn't right, but it's a start. And you find that this will be something you keep coming back to. This will be something exactly like Minecraft, exactly like other games where you want to build yourself something awesome that you can show off. It's a freaking train set, literally. So I think if you haven't played this game yet, or if you've looked at it and you've been tempted with it, maybe let me tell you about it a bit more that would maybe persuade you to buy it, because I think at the moment now is probably the time to get in on this game, because they're not developing it super fast. So, and plus anything you build now may not survive. So while I've spent all this time building Red Dwarf, I don't mind if I lose it, because again, the pleasure is in the build. Once I've built it, I'll lose interest and walk off and do something else. So I think this is why you don't generally find yourself becoming totally upset if you lose something, for example, because again, the joy with it is in the building of it. What we're going to do actually is probably just talk maybe in the next video about actually how the game will work outside of creative mode. What we've shown you a lot so far is very much, creative mode, as I say, which is really just, infinite blocks, build what you want, and it instantly builds. So in the next one, we'll talk to you about how the mining will turn into frames that you then turn into blocks. So we'll talk about that next time. So we just went online. So again, the beauty of this game is you can take an offline map and then just literally flick a switch pretty much and then make it an online map. So you can show your friends, or you could show whoever wants, whoever has access. So this was me kind of showing off the Krasnaya Rouge thing, whatever it's called. Is that red square in Russian? I don't know. The short stunted red thing. I was showing Eddie and Anno and Josh how this thing looks. And again, there's probably one of the beauties of the game is the ability just to literally flick a switch and make a map all of a sudden multiplayer. That is a very nice feature. So you can spend your time obviously offline, producing something, and then flick a switch and then you can show everybody what you've done, which is really nice. Anyway, so at this point as well, it was chugging, so it wasn't going too well. But look at this, look at the stairs I've built. My stairs are amazing, and they go all the way through the ship. So on the very lowest bowels, these are the bowels of the Red Dwarf. You can see there's my cargo containers there. They are actually working cargo containers. I can actually go up and put stuff in them. So at some point, when ore becomes actually a commodity rather than just an infinite resource as it is today, the ability to actually move my wonderful Red Dwarf mining ship around, turn the gravity field so that funnel at the front will pull all the ore into this point here, where I'll then have built my refinery deck, then switch the gravity again so that you can then fly it around, blah, blah, blah. So, hopefully you're seeing that it's not just a pretty building, you're actually building the functionality in as well, with varying gravity fields that you can switch on and off, all the way through to refineries, assemblers, etc. So let's go and look towards the back of the thing. So I even put some turrets in here, and look at that, put little name tag on it as well. Bit limited, but it'll do. And I'm quite happy with my red thing there. The bridge is also a bit of a joke. It's a bit small, as you can see. But again, this is all a test. This is all a development and a roadmap towards building one day a Titan-sized vessel that will be just 10, 15, 20, 100 times bigger than this. And the day that happens, the day that you can create something with 1 million blocks in it that the computer can handle, and it can render, and it can also keep in multiplayer, is the day this game literally becomes bigger than Minecraft. There you go, I said it. So let's go and look at the back of this thing. Now, again, I've tried to keep the engineering decks very similar as well. So I've lit them, which is obviously a key thing. And I put a red light on them because all engineering decks need to be red, right? Am I right, bro? And the engines, as I've laid out, as you see, is pretty cool. It works pretty well. And I was going to put catwalks and things like that in it as well. But again, all in good time. I think, the stuff like that can be done over time. So I'm not going to rush to do that. I think the lighting is what has made the ship come alive. It feels like a living ship when you have lights on it. And that's quite funny because, I guess that's true of anything really. A house doesn't look like it's alive until you've got lights on within it. Then it feels like home, doesn't it? And I think certainly what this ship brought for me was that love to, build something that just looked amazing. Saving is going well as well. So basically, the guys that joined the map now actually were able to save this map to their own folder, so they could then play on it offline as well. So you'll find yourself kind of maybe going into a friend's map, seeing something cool they built. Then you could load that up, or rather save that map locally. So you then can just log on to it on your own time as well. So that's really nice. There is a lovely sharing of maps there as well. So I'm quite surprised at that, actually. I think, that's quite impressive. As you can see, it's not quite perfect yet. So obviously, everyone's spazzing out a little bit, but it was working nonetheless. And I can only imagine what combat will be like eventually in this kind of scenario. Imagine storming this ship, trying to take it. You could have literally turrets. You could have, automated turrets or manned turrets defending the bridge. And so on. So it could be quite an exciting, it's going to be an exciting PvP game as well. Only And I put a caveat in here, only if they can sort out the speed issues. Also, the collision mechanics is a bit ropey still. So, you know, if I start flying this ship, everybody kind of flies around and rattles around inside it. So there's still certain things that need to be done within that. But again, I would stress, it's shaping up to be something quite considerably awesome. So there we go. That was our expose of the Red Dwarf. We will keep showing you some of this. We'll keep building on that Red Dwarf. But I think next time we're going to show you maybe how actually the game mechanics look like they're going to work. So I hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.